Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Red Hood and the Outlaws, issue number 27. Oh, I'm sorry, Red Hood Outlaw. Yeah, all that stuff's been taken out, including the bat symbol. F you, Batman. F Batman. Man, why didn't they make the Titans special, the TV show? Why didn't they make that Jason Todd instead if he's going to be acting like all that? Anyway, Outlaw Part 2. Scott Lobdell on words. Pete Woods, art and cover. Love that. Love that. ALW's Troy Peteri on letters. Yasmin Putri doing the variant cover. And yeah, man, this is a gorgeous book. This is a gorgeous book. Like, even that cover, man, like, that just... Wow, you got to, like, look at that for a couple of seconds to realize what's going on, because the blood mixing with the color of the uniform itself with that beautiful cover, dude. Oh, my God. This is a gorgeous cover, dude. So, basically, we get Red Hood, Jason Todd. He goes into this diner and he just starts wrecking house on people, talking about, Underlife, what's going on? What's going on? And something is said that leads to something that's going to happen in the future. Actually, by the end of this book, it looks like, and the next issue, the entirety of the next issue, we get what the Underlife is in general. It's an underground, but they're taking care of their people in a way that nobody before has ever done that. And by that understanding, I almost feel like there should be an awful lot of veterans, all right, former U.S. veterans who are, maybe even veterans from all over the world, all right, just to make it a little bit easier for some sensitive people to take. But veterans from all over the world who decide to join Underlife, because the idea of people taking care of their own, yeah, nobody can say that, you know, they don't benefit from that more than a veteran. You know, like, the only time anybody even wants to talk about veterans is when they're talking about taking away rights from other people. Say, well, what about the veterans? Shut up, man. Stop insulting people like me, all right? Stop insulting people like us. At the end of the day, that little bit that was said, that big, huge bruiser who practically took off Jason Todd's head, what he said, those words were, wow, like that got me thinking of all sorts of things that can happen with this title. But that's up to Scott Lobdell, man, and he's doing a bang-up job to begin with. Now, I, of course, just jumped on this title starting with issue number 25, and I got to go back, and I will. I kept my promise with Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. I'm going to keep my promise with this one. When I have time, I will go back and I will start reading all the earlier issues, too. But the complaint that I had with this book was Bruce Wayne was an a-hole, dude. He was a straight-up asshole. Not Guardians of the Galaxy style, no. Straight up like the guy who cuts you off and then gives you the finger after doing so on the highway. Yeah, that guy. That's Bruce Wayne in this title. But he shows up and he's still that a-hole. He's still that a-hole. He's like, you know, you're not welcome back in Gotham. Mother effer! Mother fathead! Dude, what happened when Superman came up with... under the direction, the dictate of Ronald Reagan, back when Frank Miller brought The Dark Knight Returns? What happened then? You were told, oh, you know, you're gone, you're done. We can't have you run around doing these things anymore. What happened? What'd he say? Jason Todd should go back and work out some more, and then whoop Bruce's ass, man. Like, get a bunch of people together. I'm just saying. You know, you ever have that nerd in school who's just like, you know, getting picked on by the people? And I feel bad for those people. You know, I wasn't a bully when I was in school, but that's what this reminds me of just a little bit. Here's this little nerd who's getting beaten up, and just, you can see the look on his face of pure outrage that he'd be, you know, picked on by the bully. And just get that look like, man, I'm going to work out, I'm going to eat my spinach, take my vitamins, say my prayers. I'm going to come back, I'm going to beat you up one of these days, man. I swear. Like, that's what this kind of reminds me of a little bit, because Jason Todd knows he ain't taking out Batman, but still, I almost feel like he wants to. Regardless, this was a scene that actually, like, I'm reading this, I'm looking at it the second time, so I think I'm good now. I think I'm good, but, like, real talk, I was like, there were some tears welling in my eyes when I'm sitting here reading this. You know, like, just all the, you know, all the facade of masculinity aside, dude. Like, this was sad. Like, you get to see, here's Jason Todd's best friend he gets news from Bruce that Arsenal is dead, Roy Thomas is dead. Like, he was just calling him and ranking him, but, he was cracking jokes on his voicemail a little while ago. So you got to read this comic book, man, because I'm glad that they did this. Like, the recent issue of Green Arrow, I think that was just last week, was pretty good. It did a good job of keeping the book focused on Wally. Wally's another issue, man. That's coming up in the Flash. I didn't even read that issue yet, but that did a good job of keeping the focus on Ollie, even though he's referencing to Roy. And we got to see what happens in the Flash with his reaction to what happened to Wally. But in this case, we're still on Roy, and forget about the father figure. This was the brother. Right? Like how does a father deal with the loss of a son? How does a brother deal with the loss of a brother? Like, it's two different, it's like there are different kinds of loves in the world. There's the love of your girl, or if you're a guy, the love of, whatever. Just if there's the love of your significant other, all right? Your marital partner or your boy or girlfriend. I actually lost a girlfriend when I was younger, and that was pretty traumatizing. You know what I'm saying? I was only 16, so I think it was only like 16 when that happened. That was messed up, But in this particular case, like, this is a brother. This is somebody who's not just, you've been dating for the last 3 years or so. No. Actually, it was 2. But wow, like, this is your whole life. You grew up with this person. This person's in your life and now not, wretched away forever. And that's kind of like the relationship that Todd and Harper had, So this issue, I think, dealt with it really well. And it had to wrap it up because it had his own story to tell. Scott Lobdell isn't trying to tell freaking Heroes in Crisis story. Tom King's got to do that on his own. And he's just kind of leaving it for other people to handle their business. And here we go. Everybody did. For the most part, everybody's doing that. But it is time for him to move on now. And the way that Jason Todd deals with this, after he leaves another message on Roy Harper's phone, that kind of shocked me. But then I look at Jason Todd and I say, yeah, that's fitting. Salute, man. Solidarity with that one. I get it. If anybody in the DC universe knows how to deal with death, it's got to be Jason Todd. I can't think of somebody who had a harder time coming back from death. And, tune in, chime in if you think somebody else has dealt with death hero-wise more than Jason Todd has. But Jason Todd's death was like one of those that rocked the world. You know what I'm saying? Barry Allen had his brush, but this one was something entirely different, right? Like, this isn't a superhero. This is just a hero who is super. Anyway, this was a really solid issue. I'm talking like solid, rock solid. This was good. And the ending almost made me forget everything that happened before. It was that good of a transition. So, rocking issue, man. I loved this. Absolutely loved this. All right, guys. That's it for me. Go read the book. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.